So we start, and there we are, the recorder. So, oh, Renee, we haven't got. Oh, Renee is. No, where's Renee is Maya? Yes, that's right. That's right. So we don't have Mabel.
Yeah, Mabel.
We don't have Mabel. Wonder where Mabel is. Anyway, so how did you get on with your writing for the last couple of weeks?
Didn't do anything.
Do anything? Oh, well.
That's a backlog.
There's a backlog. Well, you've got the excuse of Harry Raya, Reza. You know, I know how intense this period is if you're.
Yeah, but let's just say that Windows wasn't really on my side really.
Oh, you had a computer problem as well.
So they released this feature update back in October. I was skeptical of downloading it, but recently I was like, okay, I think it's stable enough. I was wrong.
What happened?
A lot of things happened with it. So I had to the only way for me to like get everything back working was to reformat everything.
God.
But my work, basically the work that I've done is on OneDrive, so it's saved, but you know, I had to reinstall everything.
Yeah, I know. I'm still in the middle of reinstalling things actually, and looking for things, and you know, some of my things are on Google Drive, some of them are on OneDrive, some of them are on Apple Cloud. So you know, it's like, where did I put things? What have I lost?
Yeah,
I don't think I've lost much, but I've lost a bit.
Yeah, and then it kind of ruined my Wi-Fi and Bluetooth adapter, so I had to buy a new one and then replaced it. So now Wi-Fi and Bluetooth works perfectly, but it took a while.
These computer boogles are just
yeah.
I mean, I keep thinking, why am I so behind? Why haven't I done this? Why haven't I done that? And the answer is I've been kind of firefighting, trying to get back online and get my computer set up and all that. And, you know, never mind that I've spent way too much money on it. Oh my God. Okay, never mind. We're back and we're good. And it's so nice to see you all after a very long 2-week break. Okay. So some of you have still got to catch up. But the last time we met, sorry,
I think it's Ramani.
Yeah. Give me 1 minute.
Okay, you've got two. Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'm coming through with my daughter's PC.
Okay.
Still, it's not good. I think we have to change both.
Okay.
There'll be a big hole in my pocket now.
Oh no, it's okay. I sympathize. I really do. Right. The last time I was getting you to write from some pretty weird pictures, and that was the hardest task of the whole course, because basically I was asking you to just leap off the edge, leap into a story which would tell itself to you in the 20 minutes, because I gave you quite a bit of time, 20 minutes that it took to write. And I was blown away by the pieces that you wrote. You did really, really well. And it was a tough task. And basically, this is an exercise in just trusting the writing process and finding a story. Renee, you had such an interesting story that you just posted yesterday, I think. Yours was really leaping off the
They have for us at 12 o'clock, Friday 12.
Wow. And well, you did really well with it. It was so nicely written.
Oh, thank you.
But
I just let it happen.
Yes.
Actually, it's not done. I have a bigger story for it, but I had to cut it
You had
of
to get to the end and then you put in, yeah, but it was just a dream.
yeah, but in actuality, in my head, it's not a dream. It seems like a dream. So
Right. Okay.
that's just the beginning point.
That was what I was going to say to you. You know, you will have the chance now to go back to any piece of writing that you've done on the course that you want to take bigger or, you know, develop further or rewrite in some way. So over the next 2 weeks, that's the focus of what we're going to be doing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's good. So you get a chance to revisit it anyway. But it was such a nice surprise to find it there and to see that you had really, you know, it's the process more than the finished story. The fact that you had the courage to leap into it like that, and you know, the story worked so well. So very pleased with you. So today I'm going to be throwing you into writing another story from just a simple prompt. But you're just sort of leaping off the edge into the story. You're not going to think about maybe it's this, maybe it's that. You're going to be certain what the story is about the moment you start writing, and you're just going to follow those first thoughts to find out what the story is about. And for this task, I have this big bag with a Union Jack on it because I'm British. Somebody gave me this. I think my sister gave me this as a Christmas present many years ago. And it's filled with objects, all kinds of weird things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out an object for each one of you in turn. And the object that I pick out belongs to a character in the story that you are going to write, or is desired by a character in the story that you're going to write. Somehow this object comes into their story. And you can interpret the object any way you want. Maybe you don't even know what the object is in the real world, but you can invent a use for it. So you can be as inventive with the object as you want to be. It can have magical powers, science fiction-y powers, all of those things. Am I recording? Yes. Okay, good. You can tell me, you know, you can sort of like have a little describe, okay, I want something big, I want something small, I want something yellow, I want something red, I want something metal, I want something plastic, I want something made of fabric. Yeah, you can, if you want to, you can. So the first person that I'm dipping in for is Maya. So any preferences?
Just anything, whatever comes to hand.
What's this? Ooh. Oh, just having a nice time in here. If I'm doing this in a live class, then I just pass the bag around and let people pick out the object. Okay. Okay, what's this? Oh, it's a Rubik's Cube.
Cute.
Right.
Alright.
So
Okay.
So you're up for that. I'll take a photo of all the objects afterwards and put it on WhatsApp so that you all have your objects in a set. So it's a nice Rubik's Cube, which I can't solve. I never learned to solve that. Right. Let's pick an object for Indrani.
Okay.
Indrani,
Right.
anything, what kind of object would you like? Anything?
Anything.
Anything. Oh, people
Anything.
are good. Okay. Why don't you have this then? It's a
Oh,
mask.
a mask. All right.
Okay, if any of you feel that you would prefer to have the object someone else has, you can have it. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's not a real thing anyway. So, you know, if anybody else wants the mask as well, you can, you can decide. But okay, the second object is a mask.
All right.
Made of metal. The metal
Okay.
mask. It's actually quite a heavy mask. Okay. Ramani.
Okay, the first thing your hand touches.
Okay. Oops. What's this? It's the camera. All right. So
Okay, something that I wanted to buy next month.
All right. Well, there you go. You've got the start of a story there. Mabel. Hello, Mabel. Good. Nice that you're here. Object, your object.
I'm not exactly sure what we're doing because I
Right,
didn't
it doesn't matter.
in the
Right,
middle
I've
of doing this.
chosen one for you. It's a pack of playing cards.
Okay.
Yours on the front. It's not opened. It's a pack of playing cards. Right.
What are these objects for?
You'll see.
Oh, okay. So we don't know that quite.
Okay, just let me give people their object first. Right. It is exciting, isn't it? It's like Christmas all over again. Okay. Let me give this to Reza. I found something nice.
Give me the money.
No,
Show me the money.
it's lipstick.
Oh,
Oh gosh.
Lipstick.
Want me to make a romance,
looking for something interesting, bro.
Bro, no lah.
I just thought it would be fun for
I'm
him.
sure you have a story from it.
Okay, then Renee. What is that? This one keeps jumping into my hands. I think it's a chess piece. It's a knight from a chessboard.
For whom is this?
For Renee. But for Ren, you've got
I got mine. Mine was a Rubik cube.
Yeah, hers was a
Rubik
Rubik
cube.
cube.
Okay, sorry. So this one should be for Christina. Are you okay with this, Christina?
Yeah, that's a chess piece.
Huh?
Is that a chess piece?
It's a chess piece. It's a knight.
All right.
You know, do you play chess?
No, but it's okay. I know how.
You know how it works.
Yeah.
The knight is the one that goes, isn't it, diagonally? I don't play chess.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you've each got an object. If you didn't like your object, you can adopt the object that somebody else had instead. And the object belongs to your character so it either belongs to them or it's something that they want. Anyway, it's important to them in some way. And I want you to tell the story of your character and this particular object. Again, it's an exercise in just leaping off the edge and trusting the process. So here's the photo coming up of your, sorry. Just take a photo of these things for your class. Oh dear, was that a video? Photo? It should be photo. Did we take a photo? Did I take a photo? I hope so. Yes. Okay. There we go. I've put it into the chat so that you can see your object there. Okay. Right. I'm going to give you 20 minutes again, and you're going to do the same kind of thing. You're going to just leap off the edge and tell the story. If you get stuck, you can always incorporate one of the other objects just to keep yourself writing solidly for 20 minutes. Okay. There's your challenge. Everyone, all right, everyone? Okay, off you go then. It's 10:44, so 4 minutes past 11. Right, okay, finish the sentence you're writing, even if you're in mid-story, it doesn't matter. Okay. Great. How was that?
Still in it. 1 second.
I struggled.
Okay. This is where the magic happens, though, honestly. Right, who shall I start with? Who's the first victim? Ramani's still writing. Ramani, stop writing.
Yes.
I can see you. I don't know if Red and
It suddenly got so exciting.
It's so exciting. Okay, good. Right. Well, let's start with you then. And then you nominate the next person. Listen to everyone's stories. And at the end, we will talk about the things that we really liked or which stood out for us. Right.
Okay, camera. Originality. How do I get something like that? I'm so used of getting a reference from the internet. It's much more convenience. I will get all the reference and combine to my needs. But now he is asking for originality from me. Yes, that's how Masterpiece works. I know. The second-hand SLR that I bought a few years back. It's so huge, heavy to carry around while I while I don't even carry my handbags these days. Okay, I need to get a camera. Yes. What's the budget? Asked Azrin, my adopted brother, and my crying partner. Around 1K, is that okay? Good enough for a decent one? Yeah, I guess. Let's go survey. We went into a few shops in the mall. I hate shopping. He made me enter shops after shops. He asked too many questions, which I was too blurred to even understand. Azrin, I'm tired of walking. Can we take a break? Hello, sister. You think I like this survey? But this is your essential need. So better make sure we get the best out of the best for this budget, said Azrin with an attitude hand gesture. Gosh, why is it so difficult to just get a camera? While grumbling, we entered a shop. I walked around looking at the displays while Azrin was checking out the quality with the salesperson. Just then, as I was to hold a camera, another hand held mine. Who's this? A guy holding my hands, which was holding the camera. But he was not even looking at me. He was so busy talking to someone else without him with even noticing that he was holding my hands, not the camera. In seconds of minutes, he turns at me, eyes meet eyes. Oh my God, such a good looking guy. Bluish eyes, firm jawlines, sharp nose, long eyelashes. Sorry, ma'am. I thought I was holding the camera. Very sorry, ma'am. It's okay, I said with a shy smile. Heard Azrin saying, let's go, Kaka. While we were walking out of that place, what? He thought he was holding a camera while holding your hands? Let's go get some lotions. Don't tell me your hands are that hard.
Oh, that's interesting. Right. Okay. Next. Nominate, Ramini.
I nominate me.
That was so nice. Okay, so I struggled quite a bit with writing, so I didn't write enough. But here's what I got.
Right. Don't make any excuses for yourself. Whatever you've got is good enough.
It just took me a really long time. Okay, so mine was the playing cards with jaws on the cover. Luck is an illusion. She believed that character is your destiny and the hand you're dealt with is well within the expectation that you can be dealt another one. Given that this belief system has been instilled in her, exacerbated by privileged and the keen and cunning understanding to only surround herself with people who will enable this behavior. It's no wonder that after a while, she believed that she was entitled to the changing of this hand whenever she was dealt one. She tried applying control to it by where she sat or stood and when she got the cards, the order of which she would receive the cards, asking to shuffle them again and get a different pair. But after a while, she felt like she was tempting fate to make her hand worse and not better. At this rate, she decided to just move the best of what she was given. Just make the best of what she was given. She drew up a running list of what she could not control. The birth order that she was the eldest in her family, the fact that she was born female, and the ethnicity and traditions that she was born into. And what she could change is that she didn't have to participate in this family if she was not. If that's what she not saw fit. And that's it. I didn't have anything else.
That's all right. Right,
That's it.
nominate.
Renee.
Okay, so I
Oh,
struggle.
hang on. Am I recording? I am, yeah. Okay, sorry, I have this moment of panic.
Okay.
Keep watching me. Make sure I do. Yeah, sorry, Renee.
Okay, so I like May, I didn't write too much as blur and empty for a long time before I could write. Okay,
No
okay, I stop
excuses.
excuse.
No
Yes, yes, yes.
excuses, Renee.
Okay, okay, okay,
Off you
okay.
go. Right.
Right. Okay. So, I've been running for so long, I can't remember why anymore or how it even started. I remember a world where things stayed constant, at least for a while. At least for a while. I remember the feeling of staying put, the feeling of belonging, something you call a home, I think. But I can't seem to access any specific memory, just feelings. All I have is this Rubik's Cube. It's all the control I have over my existence. I'm always only a cube turn away from the next adventure or disaster. I call this the empty place. That's it. That's all I've got.
Oh, yeah.
Our next person, Indrani.
Okay, all right. It's a bit light. See? Okay. There it lay on the shelf, and far too long, too. Carefully wiping off the layer of dust, memories surfaced. Keiko studied the object in her palms. The weather had been very bleak there and then, but Venice in winter was beautiful nonetheless. Sitting outside Florian's and sipping a coffee, she held her chosen object. She inspected it closely, turning this around, experiencing the weight. Not quite the Venetian mask, but a mask nonetheless. She was mentally working out a way to wear it, as it would be her face at the Palazzo Ball, set by the group leader of the tutorial group. It would define her design object for the term. How she would tie architecture and a mask together, well, it was a facade of sorts. She looked carefully at the single eyebrow as paired with a musical clef in gold leaf next to the opposite eye. Music, secret languages, unpaired features. The Miesian idea of always having a pair for chairs came to mind, so arranged that it was bolted to the floor. Never a messy sort of scenario. Control and design. Blinds that were pulled up fully or at mid height or totally closed. Perhaps they were fascists, these architects, who deemed who deemed what everyone would experience and did not allow for an eclectic sort of casual mix sometimes. Arrangements would reveal the user or the owner of the space. By design, however ergonomic, somehow, obviated the idea of comfort, position and tension, movement, direction. She thought introspectively. In kabuki, morals could conflict, and all was drama. Identity was blurred. The hidden came forward in the mind's view, and actors extended into the audience's inner psyche. So that was just another facet of her own culture, yet from a different source. In her mind, she thought of the oneness deep in the human animal. That was it. Okay.
Right. Okay, nominate.
I think let's have Christina.
Okay.
Gila,
All right.
gila. Pagilah. Astaga.
Okay. Can I start?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I'll start, all right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just don't understand, the detective exasperated aloud. Months and months of this taunting back and forth. Yet another murder from the infamous night killer. The same taunting bronze knight chess piece being left behind at the scene of the murder. It's as if the killer is mocking the lead detective. She was a detective. She didn't have time to play any chess. This is just ridiculous. A comforting hand landed on the detective's tense shoulder. Her best friend, always ready to ground her. Do you know how to play chess? Her best friend quipped, electing a sigh from the overwhelmed detective, who only shook her head pitifully. A small grin reached her best friend's face as she placed a chess set between them. Then it's time I changed that, right? And so, as the night went on, her friend explaining each individual piece and its functions patiently in a way even a baby could understand. Slowly, piece by piece, until she reached the final piece to explain. The knight. The knight here moves in an L-shaped direction. The detective nodded tentatively, showing her interest. One of the most powerful pieces, the only piece that can attack a king, queen, bishop, or rook without being attacked back. Hence, making it one of the most powerful pieces in chess. Do you know that? The detective blinked as she took in the information. Suddenly, an idea brightened into her mind. The detective pulled out the map of the city, quickly marking the places of the night killer's murders, eyebrows furrowing as she reached a dead end. But this doesn't even form an L shape. The killer doesn't even have enough cases to form an L. Another sigh from the detective. But now you can predict the killer's next move, isn't it? The two stared down at the map. If the killer wanted to form a full L, the killer's next location would be her best friend's house. A sinister laugh escaped her best friend as she placed a chess piece between them. The same bronze knight. Checkmate. That's the end. Okay, next, Reza.
Right. Well done. Okay. Sorry. Reza. Okay.
Lipstick, ayo. So
Deliberate, Reza.
yeah. I mean, those who've met me the other day, you know me lah, my category. So I challenged myself to put lipstick in that category. So I tried. All right. Lipstick. This is the only thing she owned that I hold on to. Not her purse, not her clothing, just a single half-used strap lipstick she bought on a deal. I had only known her for a year and a half, yet it felt like a lifetime. We were assigned together for an assignment passed down by the CIA together with the MI5. An assignment that required two agents be passed as tightly knit couple looking for high-end arts when in fact we were looking for those smuggling an enormous amount of weaponry between our two countries. I was the first pick, being 6'2", with a buff build and rather charming look. She was part of MI5, assigned to me as we both seemed to be a natural couple that no one would second guess our real identity. She was a beauty too, slim, slender, with a bit of sass if you push her buttons a bit too much. Well trained too, literally. She put me in a chokehold when I went for a handshake, thinking I was underestimating her abilities. Like most men, she would say. She got that lipstick a few months back before we went for another reconnaissance mission of the same assignment, this time deep in Paris. I had brought her to a local department store where most of the attendants there would ignore us. Typical French. Nonetheless, we found what she liked, and they only started to serve us once they saw we had some cash in hand. It wasn't ours, but from the last Russian guy we left in an alleyway. Since then, she cherished that lipstick like she had never used one before, maybe because I'm the first one that bought something for her, and that made me fall for her. A few weeks ago, I expressed my feelings towards her against professional standards. And she responded with a smile, clearly showing that pretty lips of hers with that lipstick she would put on every day without failure. The one that she would pepper my cheeks with soon after the confession. She did tell me that she felt the same way, but would only commit to us once all of this is said and done. I thought the same way too, until it all went wrong for us. That's that.
Thank you. I'm scribbling down notes because I want to be able to remember so much. Anybody not gone yet?
I think that's all.
Think that's all. I think that's all as well. I didn't leave anyone out this time. Amazing. Lovely. I tell you what, would you like to have 5 minutes to go and do whatever? Come back and then we will talk about them. Is that okay with you? All right. So 11:21 now to 11:26. Hi guys, where's everybody? Come back, come back.
I'm here.
I'm here.
All right. You're getting away with a longer break. No. Right, okay. I want to just talk through some of the things that came out in the pieces that you wrote. Would anyone like to jump in and say what they particularly liked about somebody else's piece or what they remembered about it?
Sorry, I stepped out, so I really didn't listen much.
Never mind that. You can listen afterwards. Okay.
Sorry, I'm having visitors, sudden visitors.
Oh my God, that's so difficult. All right, sorry, Romini. Life happens, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, we will talk about yours in a short while anyway. Right. Anyway, just jump in if you would like to say something. Where's Indrani gone? Indrani, come back. See a door opening and closing again. No, Indrani. Okay, the rest of you anyway.
I thought Christina's piece was really interesting. How she was able to write about the whole chess thing. She must really know how to play it because I don't know.
I
But was
don't I don't know anything about chess. I had to Google it.
oh wow,
Oh,
that was
you
really
look at that
interesting.
fast.
And how
Yeah.
I tied it with was it a serial murderer? What
That
Yeah,
is really
serial-
good
it is a
for
serial
someone
murder,
who
yeah,
don't know
another
anything about
murder.
chess.
Thank you.
Well, that's amazing, Christina, considering you didn't know anything about it. Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was incredibly clever. I mean, to take that chess piece and then to kind of make it an object found at a crime scene and a clue to a series of murders. It felt like a film, you know, like you know, something I see on Netflix, the chess murders. I wonder, could it be could this become a novel? I don't know. Oh my God. Christina, were you surprised by this piece?
Yeah, I wasn't thinking, so I just wrote everything. So it was kind of unexpected. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the twist that the clue leads to there is a clue. You can, from knowing how the pieces move, you can predict the killer's next move. That was really clever, actually. I think it could be. I think this has got legs. That expression, it's got legs, means this could go much further and be part of something that could be finished and perhaps, sent out for publication or something. Really quite nice. Oh, it felt very complete for 20 minutes. My God, you've got the start of something there. Really, really good. Right. Christina, tell me something you liked about somebody else's piece.
I liked the Rubik's Cube. I think was that Renee's piece? The
Yep.
Rubik's Cube? Yeah,
Yep.
I liked it.
Yeah, and Renee was one of two people kind of starting off by making an excuse. I couldn't get very far. And what happens? You've got something really good on your page, you know. This is it. Slap your wrist, you know. Don't let that inner critic come and tell you that you're not doing good enough, because you actually had something very nice there. Christina, what do you remember about Renee's Rubik's Cube piece?
The part where the Rubik's Cube was like that's all, like to solve it, like she had to like complete it. You know, I don't know how to explain it, but it was really nicely written. I really liked it.
Yeah, it was very kind of, and just like it was interesting because Mabel as well was sort of saying, you know, I couldn't think what to write. Both of them had something that was kind of metaphorical. You know, the cube represents something. It's not used as the physical thing. It is used as a kind of metaphor for something bigger. There were some lovely lines in Renee's. You know, first of all, you know, the feeling that this character has of a time of greater stability than now. And now it's now they're in this situation that feels like a Rubik's Cube, only one turn away from disaster. My God, that was such a good line. And you know, I'm drawn in. I want to know what's happened in this character's life that has turned them upside down in this way. And I think, you know, sometimes doing an exercise like this is like walking on a tightrope. You're fine as long as you don't look down at your feet. Keep your eyes on the place that you're walking to, one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. The minute that you look down and think, my God, I'm all this way up in the air, you start to wobble. And that's what happens writing these kind of pieces. And this is why you need as much practice as you can get at just being brave enough to keep going. Because if you got to this point and the character is saying, I'm only one turn away from disaster, then leap into that story about being one turn away from disaster. You can leave the Rubik's Cube behind, you know, and just keep going with the character and the voice that you've got. You would never have got to that character feeling in this way if it hadn't been for that stupid Rubik's Cube. But having got to the character then and the situation, then you can leave the Rubik's Cube behind. You basically, when you do this kind of writing, you're writing yourself into a piece. You know, you don't know where it's going to go. You don't know what's going to happen. And it may take a little while just to get you to this point of having this character and this feeling and this voice. Renee, tell me how you feel about that now, having read it out and having had these comments about it.
Honestly, what I feel like, I had like my head was so full of things, and what came out was just like, I still feel not very satisfied with not how I've written it. I'm okay with how I've written it within the time limit,
Yeah.
but the things that I've put down on the paper, like there's still like
so much in here still.
Yeah. And the part that I've chosen to put down, something like that. I'm not too sure what I'm actually feeling, but something like that. But there is a strong dissatisfaction this time.
Okay, try to put the dissatisfaction aside, because one of the things you need to do is to not have negative feelings about it. You know, this is an act of creativity and it's not easy. Creativity is not easy. What do you think you should do now? Do you think you could go back into that piece of writing and just let it free, just continue it, just write and write and write until you feel you've got what you want on your page.
Yeah.
First draft of anything is going to be a mess.
Mm.
And that honestly does not matter at all. Okay. 20 minutes was nothing. You probably needed much longer to get to where you wanted to go. And, you know, the same thing, you write yourself into the piece. It's only when you've been writing for a while that you think that something, as you're writing, something happens and you say, oh my God, that's what I need to write about. But it doesn't happen right at the beginning. It happens, you know,
I've experienced
a
that,
way
yeah.
into it. And that's the takeoff point for your own creativity, I think. But good, I mean, I think don't be hard on yourself, because what you have there is nice. And of course, you've got a lovely turn of phrase. You write extremely well. So, you know, your writing gives pleasure. But I love the imagery of the Rubik's Cube being one turn away from disaster, and the contrast between before and now the way that we are so curious to know what that contrast is. You know, you've drawn us all in. So, you know, don't feel that in any sense you have failed at something, because you definitely haven't. You're definitely on the winning side, because you've got something on your page that points in the direction that you could definitely move in. Right, let's talk about Mabel's, because I think there's some similarities. She had playing cards, and so she used this sort of metaphorically as well. Anyone want to comment on Mabel's piece? Any images or words that you can remember from it?
I think it's quite interesting because she was talking about cards being dealt, and then she was putting herself in the game, but so I got a little bit taken up by what kind of game. But then, of course, it was about the idea of order of family and order of tradition. So I liked that. So I was wondering what she would do as the dealer or as the game player. So then she stopped. So I was wondering how that would go on, because she's now put the positioning like she's going to be able to control this. But so that was interesting. So yeah, more, would be good. Or, nice to get in and see what happens there.
Yeah.
Play cards, Mabel? Do you really play cards?
Yeah, so actually I do play cards, but I like I don't play poker or anything like that. But I would love to try. I just I get very intimidated by how aggressive it can be. But actually,
interesting.
sorry.
Graphic. What did you say? How graphic it could be?
No, aggressive.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
Was that what was stopping you, do you think?
No. So I think what was stopping me was that I couldn't decide whether to go with the
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't decide what to do.
What's the advice there? What's the advice?
Just do it.
Go back to the writing rules. What are the writing rules?
Just do whichever that felt like the right thing. So I think that's also why I was opposite of what Renee was having, was that she had too much. I had like zero.
Go with first thoughts is that writing rule.
But there were no thoughts. That's the problem.
But you said I couldn't decide whether to.
Oh, so the thing I couldn't decide with was whether to go with
yeah, I couldn't decide whether to go with this or this.
With luck or gambling. So I didn't know.
Okay. Your problem comes from that. You got to that point, and then you shall I do this? Shall I do that? That debate stopped you. And you should go with the first thing you thought of. The first thing you thought of was probably luck. Go with luck.
Which I did.
If you get stuck and don't like it, at a later time, you can come back to it and go in a different direction. But you don't even choose your direction. Your direction chooses you. The first thing you think of, go with that and then you'll keep on flowing. I thought it worked really well, and I thought you had a lovely, just like Renee had a really good metaphor. You had a really good metaphor with those cards. That you being dealt a hand, and that's your destiny. But and then this character is coming to this point about, do I make the best of the hand that I've got, or do I shuffle? All right. And that was it. So the character came to this crunch point in her life about whether she was going to change the things that were there, And then I love the idea at the end. You got to this really good place. She could either make the best of what she'd been given, or what she thought about. She made a list of things she couldn't control. I love that list idea. And the first one is family, participating in family. And I want to know now, I'm curious, the first bit, yes, is very nice. And there is something philosophical about that. But I want to know in concrete terms who this person is and why they are feeling that they're in such a dilemma, and then the choices that this character makes. I think you got to, that 20 minutes took you to a point that was actually pretty interesting. You didn't know where you were going to start with, and that this is how these pieces work. You don't know where you're going first, and then you get to something that you actually do like and could make something of. Did you feel that when you got to that last point in it?
No.
Making the list.
No. At that point, I was just like, I think I'm just going wherever now.
I know it's painful, but
Mhm.
if you can force yourself through that
Mhm.
and just go with it, the story will start to tell itself to you.
It also starts to feel like this is what happens when we have like such a big break in between, and the practice kind of like falls off a bit, and then it's like creaky again. I do feel that rustiness is very, very, but it's okay. I mean, like I do agree with you that I have done this many times where I've had to brush it off and get back in, but not in this type of way. And I mean, I appreciate that you're telling me that it's actually not that bad, because I still think it's not that good.
Gosh. No, the unwritten rule that I sort of added to that list is, well, no, it's on there, isn't it? Don't judge your writing. Don't judge. It's when you put this great pressure of expectation on yourself. I'm going to turn out something brilliant every time I sit down to write. You can't do it. Go back to that Julia Cameron passage where she talks about, how we put this weight of expectation on ourselves. The only important thing is to have written.
Okay.
And never to beat yourself up, because there will always be something there that is workable. And even if it's not, blowing those cobwebs away clears the path for something else to come, and I mean, I think the cure for it is definitely just write. You've got lots of writing points, starting points for writing. Just try to give yourself time to write during the week and make some kind of commitment towards it, and it will become easier. But I felt as a listener, you had something nice there, and I felt you were convincing as well.
Oh,
good.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not as bad as you think, guys. Right, now we haven't talked about Ramini's piece, Reza's piece, and Indrani's piece. So someone else want to jump in and talk about those?
Again, I liked Ramini's because she always makes it real and local, and and then it becomes something else, and I thought it was handled very well. I really liked the the idea that of the person sort of not being seen. She wasn't being seen really by her friend. She was just although he was helping her and all that, but of course he was a little bit jealous when something good happened to her. So but I just like the way she sees and then the analogy with the camera, of course, because the camera sort of takes photographs. But I like the idea that she, kind of showed that, um, that duality or whatever, the multi something. I like that. I always like her work because it's very
Thank you.
real and very human,
Yeah, yeah,
Human.
yeah. Anyone else want to say anything?
I thought it was really cute, actually. I was just like, oh, feeling, oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, I felt like it was so unexpected.
Yeah,
It was so exciting. Like it was a really nice journey to go on.
You
And it was
came
so
at the
like
moment.
yeah, that's just
Moment of writing, it came to me.
which is what I think felt so nice about it because it's like everyone's delighted, including you, the listener and the writer, and everything about it was just so delightful.
yeah.
Thank you.
It's lovely. It felt so real. I loved the dialogue. I thought you write dialogue very well, and it was a very real situation. And there's a kind of the interplay with this character Asrin, and the kind of a little bit of sort of disagreement or tension between them. And then this accidental brushing of hands on the camera is really delicious, Wow.
That's some spice to it.
But if this is a story, something else has got to happen. Something else has got to come from that. And this stranger has to come in a little bit later on in the story.
Okay,
So
let's
you
see if I
might
can continue that.
Yes, that's it. You've got the start of a very nice story here, and it looks like it's going to be a romance. And this Azrin guy is kind of sarcastic, with it. Get some hand lotion, if you're gonna.
That's the kind
That
of
was
colleagues I
funny.
have.
Mean with his compliments, very mean with his compliments, can't voice his compliments, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, really nice. Well done, Ramini. That was a nice fluent piece. Okay, Indrani and the mask. Any comments on Indrani and the mask?
Sorry, as I said, I was.
Yeah, I know.
Awesome.
Don't make excuses. Some people were here and they've just gone quiet on us. Anyone, what do you remember about it, anybody?
I remember her saying, tying the mask to architecture. And then I've written here some stuff. Human animal. I thought these words were really interesting, caught my attention. Tie the mask with architecture. I was like,
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
then the human animal part.
Yeah, there's a lot of magical realism.
Where do you explain that?
So the part where it feels kind of actually I've always felt that Indrani's writing was very visual. I don't know how else to explain it. So it's a very visual, evocative. So I'm so used to reading words that are emotive. And this visualness is like a real breath of fresh air for me specifically.
Yeah.
Like I loved reading stuff like that. I love being read. And so I like it because it's so different and I don't know how to explain it because it's something I've never really quite encountered before. So I don't really know how else.
Yeah.
That's why I said magical realism. And the only other person I know who does this really well is Isabel Allende.
Yeah.
I also really
I'm not sure where magical realism comes into it because magical realism demands some magic. Where's the magic? What's magic?
it feels magical to me.
Feels magical to you.
Maybe because of the
Yeah.
animals, I think, or I think maybe stuff like that because it just isn't. Yeah, I think it's the visualness that makes it feel magical to me.
Yes,
Might
and
be
she's
why.
got a mask and she's in Venice and the weather is not good and she's sitting
Because
at
it's
the
sort
table.
of it's sort of real because it's a real memory, but because I did architecture, it's kind of it kind of becomes
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Hold on, Indrani, because I want to see what we remember about it, what we can pick out first, and then come in. I thought it was so intriguing. I was so intrigued by the voice of this character, who, of course, draws on your own experience. But, the link between, I want to know about sort of how architects think. And that to me is the really interesting aspect of this. You've got, I presume the character in it is a student of architecture and getting inspiration. And there's a ball as well, a Venetian ball as well, which is rather nice. I'm just interested in how she will interpret the mask and incorporate aspects of the mask into the architecture. And the architectural part kind of is beyond me a little bit, but I'm fascinated by it and I want to understand it. I think you've got something really nice for the start of a story here. Yeah. Okay. Indrani, do you want to talk about it a little?
I think maybe because I started doing this writing thing as a kind of journaling tool, so I but I'd like to turn it into something that people do, which is, write entertaining things, so somehow or other I'm trying to.
Yeah.
It's again a mix. I'm caught in.
Yeah.
the,
Well, it's fine.
Yeah.
That's really good. And I think you have got something that's entertaining. Now I want to know more about this character. I want to know how she sees the world. And when I say she, I know that you're drawing on your own experience. And I love that. I want to be inside your head. I want to understand what you understand about architecture. But I'm ignorant, so I need it making very simple for me to understand. But more than that, I want to know what happens. I want to know where this mask leads her. And, I want to know about the ball and I want to know about her project. And I think you've got the start of something that can become bigger here as well.
That's odd because in my mind, I've done that duality. I've talked about mask and facade. Well, what is a facade? It's a mask.
Yeah.
And then I've also talked about this idea of control, like Miesian, in which really chairs were bolted to the floor because you just couldn't rearrange it, so it had to be.
Yeah. Okay.
It was a very fascist architecture.
Yeah.
And then I also,
Right.
I'm not Japanese, but the idea of kabuki is very structured and very
I want to know more. Indrani, I'm hungry for what you can write about and explain to me.
Right, I see.
Whether you do that in fiction or whether you do that as a non-fiction thing, I'm hungry for it because I want to know. I don't know about all this. I know about kabuki. I don't know about chairs bolted to the floor. I'm horrified by that notion, But I love that this character is kind of debating control and freedom. And that, the thing about the mask and the facade is such an again, that's a very interesting analogy. So I think you've got something very good here. Can you take it even further? Can you tell me and can you make it entertaining for me? Don't assume that I know anything or that your other readers know anything. We don't. We are learning as we read you. And that's part of the richness of writing fiction that we can share, or it could be nonfiction as well, that we can share knowledge and we can grow as readers taking in your work. I feel very excited about what you wrote. I think it's got a lot of potential. Right. Okay. Let's move on to, okay, we got Reza and the lipstick. Woo! Anyone want to jump in about Reza's lipstick piece? All right. What do you remember about the lipstick piece? What sticks in your mind?
Well, it's a love story, right? Something, I've written a bunch of stuff here. So like lipstick half used. Wait, did she get the lipstick half used or was I was confused about the part because later on the guy had I learned that the guy had gifted the lipstick. You can't gift half used lipstick. So I'm a bit confused on that part. I was really entertained by the fact that she had him on a chokehold. I mean, that's really great, actually.
Yeah.
So it is a kind of love story, isn't it? And it's about his memories of her. So you don't know, you want to know what happened to her. Why is he holding on this lipstick, which of course it's memories because it has been used because she's used it and whatever it is that they have this relationship. So it's obviously some a dilemma in which has happened. But so you want to know more. You want to have the explanation of
Yeah.
what happened. So it is in a way already the beginnings of a story. So the narrative is
Yes.
yeah. So
Well,
I like that there's a narrative. You see, there's a narrative story here.
yeah, very true. Yeah, I love the way that this character's established and the fact that I love the bit about she's well trained. She put me in a chokehold. Went to shake her hand and she put me in a shake. Right, now immediately I can see this character. Okay, and I'm so surprised that she reacts like this to a lipstick, that she loves the lipstick. She doesn't carry a handbag. That's interesting. So she's not a kind of girly girl, but she loves the lipstick. And there's a kind of contrast there that is very interesting. But there's a love story there. There's a longing there. And it reminds me, Reza, of your other piece about the girl was it in the post office? In the queue or whatever. If
Yeah.
you wrote, there was beginning of a love story. There was definitely longing there. And I think I would love to see you actually follow that into a piece of fiction, it would be lovely. This is an interesting character, and you've got her established very quickly, which is good. Would you like to just say something about that?
Mm. So basically, it's about two people who were tasked by their own intelligence agency to work together to find arms smuggler between the two countries.
Wow, you got all
So
that
basically,
story.
the first paragraph is how the guy decided to hold on only to the lipstick and nothing else
Oh,
as a memory.
oh my God, that's heartbreaking.
So, not clothing, not, other parts of accessories, it's just the lipstick. And the reason why is because as part of the reconnaissance, a few months prior to this flashback, I would say so, they went for a shopping. So she doesn't, because she's an agent, she doesn't carry a lot of stuff, so she rarely have things to go on about. So whenever she goes on a new reconnaissance, she has to throw everything out and
Yeah,
then buy new
yeah,
things to get into
yeah,
a new character, so to speak.
yeah, I get it.
So for the first time ever, someone bought something for her and she
No.
truly appreciates it. That's why, even though it's been a couple of months, the lipstick was already half used because she
Wow.
used it
Okay.
every
Right.
day without
Got it.
failure.
Got it.
Oh,
Got it.
Yeah, so she used it every day without failure, and then few weeks before this so-called reconnaissance, one of the reconnaissance, the guy confessed to the girl.
Yeah.
So so it's the last paragraph. So he expressed the feelings towards her. She responded with a smile, clearly showing the pretty lips of hers with
Oh,
that lipstick that she would put on every day without failure. And then she did say that she feels the same way towards the guy, but would only commit once the whole assignment is said and done.
yeah.
And he thought the same way too until it went all wrong.
Yeah. I got you. I got you. And I'm impressed that I mean, most of that actually came through in the piece that you wrote. And I'm just impressed by how much of that world you saw almost in a flash and managed to get down to the page. Is this a story you've been thinking about before, or is this?
No,
Yeah,
no,
come-
not at all.
Okay, there you go. My God, way to go. I think you've got the start of something very interesting there as well. Good, well done. I'm very happy now. Now, I want to talk to you about what we're doing next week and the week after. We've got two more weeks, right? And those 2 weeks are for workshopping your pieces. So what you're going to do is you're going to choose one of the pieces that you've written, and you are going to work it up. You're going to rewrite it. You're going to polish it. Maybe you want to extend it. Maybe you want to make changes to it. Maybe there are parts you don't like that you're going to cut. Maybe there are other things that you're going to add in. So you choose something that you have written over the past weeks, and now you're going to work towards polishing it, because what we're going to do is give each of you a slot of about 15 to 20 minutes, maybe longer, up to about half an hour. And you are going to share screen on your piece and read what you have written. And then we are going to give you some feedback, which is more specific. And if I say critical, I don't mean critical in a negative way. I mean, that we're actually thinking of things that will help you to improve the piece. Okay, so let me share screen for a moment, and I will bring up the handout that wait a second, let me just, wait. Yes. Okay, I've put this into the Google Classroom. Sorry, I'm just trying to make things a little bit bigger I'll put it into print mode. Oh, what? Yeah, just making it a little bit bigger on your screen. So this is the blurb for the final assignment. I probably put too many words in here. So you will be sharing a piece of writing with the class and receiving feedback on it. The piece is one which would grow out of the exercises you've done in class or at home over the previous weeks. Okay. And going back to my analogy, which I love, think of the material you've generated as your rough clay. What are you going to shape into a beautiful pot, fire in a kiln, and glaze? So that, you've got your raw material. Now you've got a chance to work on it some more. So spend some time choosing which piece you want to work on. All right, that's the first thing. Is everyone okay with that? Okay, so whichever piece you choose, you'll need to do some rewriting. You may need to push the piece further. Like the pieces today were good, but some of them hadn't quite got to the end of the story, so you might want to finish them. What you're trying to do is make your piece complete and satisfying to a reader. So you might need to expand some parts. You might need to cut some parts. Over the past few weeks, you've thrown out grammar, punctuation, and spelling, kind of, to some extent. But now I want you to proofread very carefully. I want you to make sure that you don't have spelling mistakes, grammar mistakes, punctuation mistakes. We will pick up on the errors in those and give you feedback on them as well. It's still going to be an early draft. So even if you work on it for the next few days and post it, think of it still as being a work in progress, because the feedback we will give you will hopefully help you to take it further and improve it even more. The piece that you work on can be fiction, it can be non-fiction, or it can be a blend of both. We don't actually need to know. You can pass off something as fiction that comes from your own life, or you can write a fiction which is completely made up. You know, it doesn't matter where in your life it comes from. It can be imagination, it can be from your own life, or it can be both of them mixed together, no problem. I've put a word limit, but the word limit works like this. If you want to have a longer piece of writing, you can, sorry, you can submit a longer piece of writing. If you get carried away and you write 3,000 words, it's fine to submit 3,000 words. But next week and the week after, I'll only be giving each of you the time to read about 1,500 words, which will take approximately 10 minutes at normal reading speed. So if you write a longer piece, you won't have time to read it in its entirety unless we have time left over. So that's the thing to work with. I'm not actually specifying the length, you know, because in a sense, your work can be any length that it needs to be, but just specifying that we'll only have time to focus on about 1,500 words of it. Okay. Make sure that you put your name and you give your work a title, even if you only put untitled for the title. That's okay. And you put the date. Okay. Then you're going to post it in the classroom early so that everyone is able to read it before the class when you're reading. And then you are going to put it in comments and proofreading marks. If you download it, you can actually write on that copy, and you know, that will be helpful as well. All right, so this is the task ahead of you. I said it takes a lot of courage, doesn't it? You've read your work in class, you've put your work up in the classroom, but you have never had this level of scrutiny of your work by everyone at the same time. And so it is a little bit it needs a bit of courage. But I guarantee that after you've done this, you will have a greater insight into how to give each other feedback and how to accept feedback. And you will know a little bit more about what to do with your pieces. Okay, so some advice here about editing your pieces. But the thing I want to focus on is this little quote. I went to I think Ray would like this because it's Japanese and she's in love with all things Japanese. And I went to a workshop run by a Japanese haiku master. He's an expert in the Japanese form of poetry called haiku. His name is Kyoji Kobayashi. And he ran a workshop with us and he spoke through an interpreter, which was great because I could write down everything that he said. And he said, this is his advice about the work you put out into the world. He said, do not try to come out with a masterpiece because then what you write will be boring. Try instead to create something that the person next to you likes. If the person on the right enjoys it, so might the person on the left. So might the person behind you, and the person in front of you might just applaud. This is how masterpieces are usually created. So that's a very poetic way of sort of saying, hey, you're writing for these people that you can see in the same room as you. So the same people in this group, you're writing for each other. You're writing to engage and entertain each other. Okay. It's good advice, isn't it? It's nice. You don't have to think about writing the most amazing, impressive stuff. You just have to think about what will Ramani like? What will Ray like? What will Indrani like? What will Mabel like? What will Renee like? What will Redsa like? What will Christina like? And so on. And Sharon, yeah, okay, Sharon wants to be entertained. So something that will entertain us is the bottom line for this. Okay. All right. I'm going to talk next time about how you take feedback and so on. But I think the most important thing is to make a list of who is going to read on what date. So today is the 13th of April. Next Sunday is the 20th of April. And the following one is the 27th of April. So, all right, number 1, are you okay with this? And number 2, which session would you prefer to read in? Next week or the week after? And don't all say the week after, because that puts you at an advantage. You've got 2 weeks, except you've got 2 weeks to worry about it as well.
Just a question, Sharon.
Good.
Sorry, guys. I just got back.
Oh, wow,
You
you
your assignment.
got open house and tak ajak kita, Cik, tak ada lah.
No open house. They came to give wedding invitations.
Oh, I
The
see.
Indian wedding season
Oh,
started.
Right, Ramini doesn't know what's going on. Right.
Yes, please, just recap.
Right, somebody else recap. I'm tired of speaking.
Oh God.
Right, somebody else volunteer to jump in and say what I've asked you to do.
all right. Let me
Thank
just
you.
rub my hands together. So what Sharon had just said is that we have one assignment left. I would say one assignment left to do, and it's a big one. So basically, it's the penultimate writing assignment. What we have to do is use the material that we have generated in our notebook or our documents that we have taken throughout the exercise from the beginning, and then we use that knowledge to write something that we've been working on, whether it's a new one or whether it's something you've been working on for some time. So work it as much as you can. The limit, and then you will have to present it on the next class. For, if I'm not mistaken, it will be 10 minutes of presenting, and then 10 minutes of sort of like feedback.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The wording limit is 1,500 words. However, oh wow, she's terkejut. Raman is shocked.
Limit. I mean, that's the amount that you can read in 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be as long as 1,500. It can be shorter. It's okay. But it's in terms of time, I'm going to give everyone 10 minutes to read their piece.
So it has to be something connected to the entire sessions that we had all this while.
Choose.
Oh God, I need to create a story now.
No, what you need to do is to choose something that you have really enjoyed writing, that you think is your best piece. Doesn't matter which one. Can be fiction, can be non-fiction. And you're going to spend some days polishing it, making it better, and, helping to make it something that we will all enjoy. So that's the bottom line is, it must be something that we enjoy. All right? Interpret enjoy as widely as you like, because we might enjoy being horrified, so it doesn't have to be funny, and it doesn't have to be sweet. It can be dark as well, if you
can be sad.
No rules.
Make you all cry.
So it's taking one of your pieces and focusing on it and making it better. And then over two Sundays, the 20th and 27th, you're going to have some of you on the 20th, some of you on the 27th, read your work and get feedback on it. So kind of like half the group.
Sorry, Sharon.
Okay. Okay.
I thought there was no class next week because of Easter.
No class next week?
Okay, this was my dilemma because I think I just checked back on the course schedule. I mean, to be honest with you, it could go either way. I don't mind which way. I don't know why. I checked back because Reza asked me. I think Reza asked me this. Did I say next week would be off because of Easter?
Yeah, you did initially, and I don't. It's changed. That's fine with me. Like I'm okay to have class
I
next week.
don't.
Hold on. I just rechecked the
Yeah,
schedule.
because I was looking for it, and I think it's where is it? I changed my
Okay,
computer.
so yeah, there is based on the schedule, the 20th should be no class. It's April
Okay.
13th and 27th.
Okay. Then we stick with whatever was on the schedule. So no class next week because it's Easter Sunday, and for some people they want to go to church because it's one of the most special days if you're Christian. So right, so that would put it as the 27th, and that's what I was thinking because I checked the other group. I think I just checked the schedule of my Saturday group, and they're not having next week off. But yours, because it's Sunday, I think, yeah. So the first Sunday of April would be, sorry, the 1st of May, isn't it?
The Sunday of May is the 4th.
Yeah, it's the 4th.
4th. Okay, that's it. So yes, that's what I planned actually. Thank you very much for bringing that up.
I'm okay with having class, to be honest. Like I'm not
No,
fussed.
well, it's not a bad idea to give you that extra week.
Yeah, I
Because it
think I
means
might have to miss it if we did have the class.
next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a bad thing to have that day, have an extra little bit of time to do the task. And it also makes it fair for the first group of people who want to share their writing. I'll tell you what I'll do. I will have an optional week next week. So if you want to come and do some writing, and I'll open it up to other people as well. If they want to come and write with you, they can do that. This is not part of your course, but if you want to do something and have some fun writing, I will put something on for you.
You mean we can invite someone else to join?
No, well, I've got all my people who've done other classes. So those people, yeah, I was thinking maybe. So this is not part of your course. So
Can I quickly? I'm away on that 27th.
right, that's fine. Which would mean that we would do you on.
And the 20th, I've got a Easter lunch.
Okay, that's all right. We're not meeting on the 20th officially anyway. But on the 4th of May, I've got you down now for the 4th of May.
I would need that as well because I might not be able to make the 27th either. That's why I was saying the 20th
Okay,
is
that's
fine.
fine. No, that's fine, Mabel. Right. Any volunteers either for the 27th of May or for the 4th of, sorry, 27th April or the 4th of May?
I'm fine with 27th.
I'm fine. You can choose. I will have some time to write.
Romani. So
Right? It'll be recorded. So let's say on the Monday, 21st, one can listen in to what happened. Is that right?
it will definitely be recorded. So the 27th, yes, 27th, not the 20th, not the 21st.
Yeah,
Okay. But it
27th.
will
So
be
28th, you'll be able to.
Yeah, 28th, you will be able to watch the video and see all the feedback and add your own. You're very welcome to add your own. Right, now, what about the rest of you? Renee, which Sunday suits you better? The 27th or the 4th of May?
I think whichever is fine. 27th is okay.
All right. Christina.
I'm okay with the 27th as well.
Right. Anybody who hasn't.
I'm fine, 27.
Yeah, I've got you, Reza. All right, and then I will put Shah on the 4th of May, and I will, but I need to check with her as well. And who else is not here? Alyssa as well. All right, I will put those on the 4th of May. All right.
I'll be on the 4th of May too,
Yes.
because I will miss that
No,
27th.
that's fine. That's fine. I've got you down. Right. So that's really nice because that means that you've each got around, we've got time. So we're really going to put you under the microscope, in a
Okay.
way that we haven't yet.
Sharon, when is mine? 27th or the 4th?
27th.
Okay.
All right. Something, I think you will learn so much from listening to the feedback on each other's pieces, and giving feedback and thinking about why a piece of writing works and how it could be made to work better. And this would be in a very kind way. So don't get worried about it or frightened by it. Yeah. So deadlines. Your pieces need to be up. I think it would be good to have it the Friday before. That still gives you time. You've still got plenty of time. So
Friday.
So ideally, your
20.
deadline for getting your pieces in, if you are reading on the 27th, get your pieces into the Google Classroom by the 25th. Yeah, you post your piece so that people can actually spend some time reading it with their eyes, ideally printing it off and marking it up, making marks on it. I will give you a marked up copy. I will scan in my, I don't like to do the edit function in Word and all that. Usually I write on paper, which is old fashioned, but I love it. I will give you a marked up copy of, so that anything like proofreading or anything else like that would be okay. Yeah. So that we can give you feedback on all aspects of your piece. But it will not be overwhelming. It will be kind and it will be helpful. And it will hopefully take you further than you have gone so far. So, all right. Any other questions about anything? Does that sound okay? I'm stopping sharing right now.
Thinking, what humor can I create now?
Just enjoy yourselves, and think of it as something, you want to get better. You want to do something with that piece of writing, some way you can put it out into the world. One thing that I've done with other groups, and you might like to do this, is we have one session where after we've done all the kind of critiquing and you know how to improve your piece, you then could go away and make any changes you want and then do a kind of a reading for other people. So you have an invited audience to come and hear you, I'll leave that up to you. You can decide it at the beginning of May. All right. You don't have to decide it today. So if you'd like other people to come and hear you read your piece, wow, big act of courage. That would be quite nice. But okay, we talk about that later. Okay, babes. All right, that's all from me for today. No class officially next week, but I will do something in this slot that you can come to if you want to have extra writing practice. And I will video it and I will give you the video. So those who can't come because they're busy can still have some fun and sort of through the video meet some other people. Or is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Thank
That's
you so
fine.
much. Let's go.
So just a quick one. How many more days do we have? Is there what is the timetable? What is the
When
rest?
is our last class, actually?
That
The
is it. It's the 4th of May. Am I right, Ritza?
Right.
Got the calendar.
Yes, 4th of May should be the last.
It's the last class officially, but I'm happy to put on if you want to do the kind of read your work for an audience to tie it all up, I'm happy to add an extra Sunday for that if you want to do it. Some groups want to do it and some groups don't want to do it. So it's very much up to you. All right?
And Sharon, I have a question.
Yeah.
This is level 1. If we still want to continue classes with you, do we go to the next level?
I have a second course. I'm actually teaching it to another group at the moment. It's called
Okay.
Who Are You? Somebody. And it is more personal writing, although, you know, of course, you can also use the pieces as a springboard for fiction, but it starts from your own life, your own experience, and it's about writing honestly and writing with courage. And it's pretty good. It's pretty nice. I enjoy teaching that one as well. So if you do want to do it, then, you know, of course, I can only run a class if I have enough participants, but I have some other people who want to join that particular class. And so, you know, so as long as I can get 6 people for a class, I would do that. And I've got another course that I'm developing at the moment, which I will tell you about later. But yes, I do.
Keep me in the loop.
Keep you in the loop.
Yeah,
In the group
please.
too, Sharon, because maybe I'm not getting anywhere really yet, but I'd like to be in that class.
Yeah, I think you're a real asset, Indrani. I think you are. I think partly it's you're trying to find your own courage to write.
Right.
And I think it's also you're learning about what other people want you to write for them
Right.
to read.
Right.
You know, I think that's the most important thing. I want to know what you know because you are fascinating. You know about things that I don't know anything about. You know about architecture, and I want your insights. And I would love to read about a character moving through that world and coming to terms with some of the problems that you face in your professional career, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So when would those courses be? I mean, you repeat these courses, right, Sharon?
I do. My problem is always, the problem is getting people together for the same course, people
Right.
who want to work together, and finding the time slot that suits everybody. So usually my classes are on Saturday mornings or Sunday mornings, and some of them are on Saturday or Sunday afternoons because I have some course participants who are in Europe. You know, I had one course where half of them were not in Malaysia. So, you know, they're in Sweden, they're in Italy, they're in London, you know. So, you know, that was pretty good. That was pretty nice. And, you know, blending with Malaysian people who are in Malaysia. So that was pretty nice. So by the wonders of Zoom, all of these things are possible, which is why I actually like to teach online. The other thing that we can think about over the next couple of weeks is, do you want to come over here to my house and have potluck, lunch or something? Shall we organize a social?
On.
Yes, sure.
Before you could finish, I'm
Yeah.
on.
Bro,
What?
laju gila though.
Yo,
Everybody
makan,
agree.
bro.
Everybody wants to. We can organize, we can look at the logistics of that. I would love you to come. I'd love to kind of have you and sit down at a table with you and you know, share conversation and so on.
I think
Whatever you want to do, actually.
Alyssa mentioned something like that in the group chat last week, I think,
Yeah.
but I can't remember.
I
Yeah.
mean, it was so lovely to meet a whole bunch of you at readings the other day. I was so moved by that.
Yeah, I
you know,
love the
you
reading
are
group too.
you are very cohesive as a group, which is interesting because you don't actually ever know how well a group of people are going to work together. So you've got your friends, you've got your running mates, and beyond that, and that was something I was trying to do at readings is, you know, kind of say, yeah, this is you guys on this course. That guy was on the course before. That guy was on the course before. Because at readings, there are a lot of people who've done my class and so on. And so it's keeping in touch with everybody. My big goal, my aim is to keep people writing and, you know, to do whatever I can to keep people writing. And because to me, it's special, you know. it's the fuel, it's my rocket fuel, it's the wind beneath my wings, it's what makes me really happy,
Oh, that is good.
So yeah, and people coming out with stories and surprising themselves, that's the best part of the job, really. Yeah.
When is readings this month? Or is
26.
it? Oh
26.
no, I
I'm
can't make it.
Yeah, but it will go on. May there'll be another one,
Okay.
keep going. So
So this month is 26, is it?
Is
I
it oh,
haven't
the
I haven't
last
put out any news
couple-
about it yet. I'm a bit behind with things because of all the problem with my computer, kind of like
Oh, okay.
I've spent most of last week in total depression because of my computer crashing.
Oh
And
no.
what am I going to do? Trying to get a Mac as well, like shops didn't have stock, and it wasn't, I had to run to KL to carry my Mac back and all of that. So I kind of am a bit behind with things that I'd planned to do, but I'm onto it now. So that's the next job, is to get readings sorted out.
Is readings always on the last Saturday of the month?
Yeah, as far as I can. Sometimes
Okay.
it moves because, life happens and it can't.
Right, okay. So meaning if we can't make it on the 26th, then it'll be like the last Saturday of, okay,
Of
all right.
May.
Then I can plan in advance and make sure.
Okay, May, it should be the 31st.
The MC at the last reading was kind of cute. Who is he? Is he
Sandy.
also a writer?
Yes, he's written a novel. His novel is really nice. It's called A Flutter in the Colony.
What's his name?
Sandeep
Sandeep.
Ray.
Okay.
Sandeep's hilarious. He really is. I love the water pistol. Did you think the water pistol?
Elephant in the room.
Oh, a bit cruel, but you will really like. Usually it's Sumitra Selvaraj, and she's also brilliant. She's very funny. I used to do it, I used to get up and introduce everyone, but I got so bored with myself, and I have no flair compared to these people who are so polished and intelligent and witty and funny. I have no flair at all. Yeah.
Yeah, don't sell yourself short, lah.
Yeah, don't say that.
But it's true, I can do the job, but I don't do it as well as them. And I think that
I burst my budget the last reading, buying books.
yeah, I know. It's very tempting. I always
Yeah, too
spend
tempting that I really bought all the books.
Yes. And it's good. It's good.
One day we are going to be selling like that, guys.
Yeah. Well,
That's the
don't
dream,
know.
isn't it?
I mean, yesterday, I don't know if any of you have noticed on, the Facebook group.
Yeah, I
all
saw you
joined the
posting
Facebook group.
something.
I posted something. I
Yeah.
posted like a congratulations.
Marina Mahathir coming.
Oh yeah, no, since then, most recent, because I posted congratulations to Chloe, and Chloe was in a previous class, and she sent out a short story for the Commonwealth Short Story Prize, which is like maybe the top short story prize internationally, and she got onto the long list. She was long-listed for it, not short list, not winner, but she knows that she got a congratulations from the judges. She knows that she's on the way to be as good as it needs to be to win that prize. And she'll get
Sometimes
there.
it's not about winning.
Yeah, sometimes it's not. But the
Yeah.
acknowledgement was superb. And I'm so happy for her. So I mean, she did this course. Did she do this course? I'm not sure. She did the second course anyway. She was a creative writing student at University of Nottingham as well. So I mean, I think that helped her too. But I'm so proud, It's not, I can't be proud like a proud mum, because people achieve these things on their own. But it makes me so happy to see that success and people moving forward. And Chloe has a best friend that she met doing the course, and the two of them write together, and they write for each other, and they share their drafts. And I think that's part of the secret of really continuing to grow as a writer, that you have a running mate, that you have a friend that you share work with, and that helps you to move forward. Yeah. Okay, my dears. So I will put something on that will be different next week. All right. So take care of yourselves. And watch this space. That's all.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Bye.